Hello and welcome to sportingways.com. My name's Thomas Rooney. I'm joined by Peter South once again. We're going to start by looking back at the Premier League results from the 4th, 5th and 6th of February. Just going for each result and just looking at each of them and sort of what we think of each. Start with Arsenal 7, Blackburn 1 was the lunchtime kick-off on Saturday. Massive win for Arsenal. They probably could have spread a few of those goals out over recent weeks, but it's a win where all their frustrations kind of went to one side for a day.
Yeah, it was a bit of felt like a bit of a breakthrough moment for them in terms of maybe this after 4 games without a win, they felt like they were due a really good result, and they got it, and they looked really sharp.
I suppose we'll see if that's a turning point in the next few weeks.
Exactly, yeah, they've got some big games.
Wigan 1, Everton 1. It's probably a solid result for Everton. They sort of won a decent February after sort of the end of January, was positive with the signings they made and stuff like that. Wigan, it's another point towards getting to where they want to be, which is survival, but 1-1, what do you think of that one?
Well, it was a shocking Tim Howard mistake, wasn't it? Wigan the lead, and if it's a mistake, you always feel like, mate, if you could just eliminate them, they could have got the win. But you know what? Wigan actually looked alright, and obviously for Everton, Juranovic came on the pitch and it was okay. So there's signs
he'll probably start next time, won't he?
Yeah, certainly. There's signs of them going forward, but maybe Everton might not be entirely happy with the draw.
West Brom 1, Swansea 2. West Brom's home form has been very poor, as we've said a few times over the weeks. Swansea, their second away win of the season, so massive 3 points from Brendan Rodgers and his team. Yeah, and they were good value for it. I mean, their second goal was out this way. It come off the back of something like 20. They enjoyed that one, didn't they?
Counting all the passes down, they moved the ball so well, and to see them replicate their home form on the road was something fairly magical. So hopefully they can do that more and more over the coming weeks.
I think Rodgers said afterwards they are finding their feet in this league in terms of away from home. So
exactly, and
it could be a positive.
Can you imagine the next season as well?
Exactly. Stoke 0, Sunderland 1. We keep talking about Martin O'Neill, but a fantastic form they've had under him. Stoke have slipped away slightly recently. I don't know if they've got Europe in their minds or such like, but a good 1-0 win in difficult conditions for Sunderland.
Yeah, the sending point of the game was Rob Hu's sending off. I mean, it was, for me, it wasn't a sending off. I mean, he didn't go in. What they say is if he's out of control, overly aggressive, and withdrew the studs, but he got the red card, and that proved to be a turning point. And Sunderland keep grinding up the results.
Yeah, it was one of them as if when it was given, you can see why it was given, but then sort of seeing benefit of the replay, you actually that's
the thing. It's one I don't like to say it's like letter of the law stuff, but if you just apply a bit of common sense, you can see it wasn't a malicious tackle.
I don't think anyone would complain if it wasn't necessarily on the QPR 1, Wolves 2. This was, I mean, the expectation was big for QPR going into this one. They sort of made their new signings in the first home game since then, home to Wolves who are struggling, but a massive win for Wolves and a goal for Kevin Doyle, first in a while. So fantastic 3 points for Mick McCarthy. Yeah,
it was a game for the strikers, wasn't it? I mean, Kevin Doyle is so key to Wolves. When he's on fire, then they're on fire, and he looked really sharp. But obviously, Cisse coming in, getting sent off, Zamora gets his first goal for the club and home debuts. It was all
boring.
No, it wasn't. It was a really good game, and for Wolves, that was a big result against one of the relegation rivals.
That's going to be the trend for QPR, isn't it? It's not going to be boring the rest of the season.
Certainly not. No.
Norwich 2, Bolton 0. I said before this one that for us as a Norwich fan, that could have been the biggest 3 points of our season. I think it's turned out to be that because we lost both centre backs early on. And then we came back against the poor Bolton side and won 2-0, so a really big 3 points, I think.
Yeah, you wanted to see more from Bolton, but equally we said last week after a drubbing against Sunderland last week, you want to see Norwich bounce back and get back to winning ways straight away. You don't want to see them slump and go on a bad run, and they've done just that, and they've put in a really good performance against an under-par Bolton side.
Yeah, I was very happy. The late kick-off on Saturday was Manchester City 3, Fulham 0. Fairly routine victory. Again, there's slightly difficult conditions at time. Chris Baird had a bit of a nightmare, gave away a penalty, scored an own goal, but 3 points for Man City.
Yeah, it was as routine a victory as you ever like to see for Man City at home. Obviously, so the snow didn't exactly make things easy, but they strolled through the game. They look so dangerous going forward at home. It's unreal. So they're looking really strong.
I just wish they'd celebrate when they score. That's the one thing that annoys me about them.
I see them get up a little bit more.
Yeah. Move on to Sunday's results. Lunchtime kick-off was Newcastle 2, Aston Villa 1. This was a game for sort of the debut. Well, the debut guy was Cisse, who got a cracking goal, and then Barr on his return to the side after African Cup of Nations scored. So fantastic 3 points for Newcastle. They go marching on. They're 5th in the table. Yeah, I mean it sort of validates Adam Partridge's claims over the past couple of weeks of him saying that we've just got to get as many points to win the boys get back from the African Cup of Nations, and now they're back. You can see the immediate impact they've had. I mean, let's say Papis Demba Cisse goal, his goal was really good. Obviously, Barr on the striking pound. So yeah, they're going to be a real strong partnership for Newcastle. And Villa just frustrating yet again, kind of.
Yeah, they were a lot better than they have been in recent weeks. Robbie Keane's a real hub for them, and he really brought players together. And the way he linked up with Darren Bent was really sharp. So it's not all lost for them.
Okay, and 4 o'clock on Sunday was Chelsea 3, Manchester United 3. This is first half was kind of, the game in general looked like it had gone 3-0 to Chelsea. Manchester United fought back in typical fashion for them. Dramatic 3-3 draw. I mean, it was game littered with mistakes, but entertainment-wise, it was very, very good.
It was, they say, low on quality but high on entertainment. I mean, everyone talks about sort of the Manchester United spirit, the way they've come back from 3 goals down, but you want to take a look at Chelsea, in my opinion. If you cast your mind back to 3, 4, 5 years ago when Mourinho's in charge, that would have never happened. They were so defensively solid, they built from back, but they just looked like when United came forward, when they got the first penalty,
first goal, that's
most people thought,
changed.
well, here we are, let's go, this is going to happen. And they really need to focus on their defensive stability more.
Okay, and finally on Monday evening, it was Liverpool 0, Tottenham 0. This is kind of a game that, I mean, Bale could have nicked it for Tottenham, but equally Liverpool had their fair few chances, but in the end, no one made the breakthrough.
Yeah, for me personally, being a Spurs fan, it was sort of it was ironic that our best performance of the season came early against Liverpool. Now our worst ones come against Liverpool at Anfield on Monday. We looked very flat. Quite, we were missing players, but equally Modric, Bale, and Adebayor all looked very flat. And a point.
Reasonably happy, considered your worst performance. Reasonably happy.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't want a point going into. I wanted all 3 points. I wanted a landmark game to really put us in, put the cat amongst the pigeons. But as the game wore on, I thought, you know what, we'll take points. We're not playing well.
And Harry Redknapp wasn't there either, was he? So
yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's it. Enjoy your weekend.